Hi guys, we will discuss about the data science interview questions. So here we have the 25 questions, so we will see the one by one. Okay. So what is data? Data are the set of values of two kinds of variables. So it's having a lot of informations in this background. Then it's having, for example, text, images and videos, MP3 files. So this kind of variables are called the data. Okay. Our second question is why we need data and importance of data. So in this world, widely data we use in this organization we use by the performance monitoring, like analysis purpose. So by the way, to determine and find the cause of problems, we're subjecting them to analysis. Our third question is types of data. Explain it. So here we are having the two types of data. One is a qualitative, then another one is a quantitative. In this qualitative data is like a non-numerical and also a deal with character. For example, the smell, taste, colored. Like this kind of data can classify or judge something. So another one type is like a quantitative. Quantitative means like a numbers count, right? Okay. So these types of data which deal with the numbers. For example, height, price, area, so and so. So this kind of data can measure and give it a numeric value. So fourth question is what is data mining? In this data mining is like extracting data or like discovering the hidden patterns from these data sources or trained data for creating the useful decision making informations, like creating the model and into the analysis steps. Okay, so from statistics and mathematics analysis. So this is called the data mining. Fifth one is what is machine learning? Like in this world, the system to ability to learn. Okay, like machine learning is the field of study uses computers the ability to learn without explicit the program. For example, our like in this concept is like just enter. You don't need to create the program, just feed the data and create the model. Okay, so that's all. This is the machine learning. So what's the types of machine learning? So we're having the supervised, unsupervised and reinforcement machine learning. So our seventh question is difference between mean, median and mode. So this mean is like average values for variable, like the central location of the data or variables is called the mean. If the data are for a sample mean, it's called a x bar, like it's denoted by x bar. If it is a population mean, it's denoted by mu. It's like a Greek letter. Okay. So next one is median. So median is like a data arranged in ascending order, like the smallest data values to the largest data values. Example, if the odd number of observation, number of observation, that means if we have the have like 5 number of variables, okay, we just take out the middle number, like the 3 position. I think it's a third position. Okay, so this is called the median values. So if we have the even number of observations, so just we take the, I think for example we have the 4 variables. Okay, so this is the even number of observations, so we just take the second and third position variables, just add them and divided by 2. This is called the median. So next one is a mode. What's meant by mode? As mode is called like a third measure of locations. So it's having the greatest frequency, which is called mode. Eighth question is what is null hypothesis? So we use the null hypothesis like a tentative assumption about the population variables. Okay, so this tentative assumption field is called null hypothesis. It's denoted by H0. Also, this null hypothesis is having the three types of forms. One is a less than or equal to, then greater than or equal to, the final one is the equal to. Then ninth one is, what is alternate hypothesis? The another state of null hypothesis is called the alternate hypothesis, another stage. Okay, so like similarly opposite one. So this is called the alternative hypothesis, which is opposite of what is the state mentioned in null hypothesis. Then also is denoted by the HA. Then it's having also the three forms: less than, greater than, and final one is the not equal to. 10th one is the variance of architecture used in deep neural network. In this deep learning, we use the RNN, like recurrent neural network, and LSTM, long short-term memory network. So this LSTM is the type of RNN, like recurrent neural network. 11th one is the, what is the range difference between sigmoid and ternary function? So this sigmoid function, it's called like activation function. So sigmoid is a non-linear mathematical function. This two function has played very important role in history of deep neural network. Today we use very rarely in these functions. So like a sigmoid curve, like input range is minus infinity to plus infinity, then output range is 0 to 1. Then tanh function is input is minus infinity to plus infinity, then output is minus 1 to 1. 12th one is artificial neural network. So this algorithm is part of the supervised machine learning. Okay, so in this observation, we just get the ideas about how human brains or neurons or work. Okay, so this kind of data or this kind of ideas will just move to carry forward into the artificial neurons. Okay, so just try to make them like a system or like computer intelligence. 13th one is define perceptron. So in this initial stage, we are having the two activation functions, neurons. One is Rosenblatt's, then another one is a McCulloch's. So in this perceptron, the Rosenblatt neuron is called a perceptron. It's used for supervised learning method. In this method, we didn't make any threshold values. We can be reducing the error by adjusting the weight of the input variables. So we are having the equations, right? Y equal to mx plus c. So the weight is denoted by m. Okay. So just minimize the error by adjusting the weight. So this concept is called the perceptron. So the 14th one is, what is Coase theorem? When projecting the data points from lower dimension to higher dimension, okay, like by the way of the hyperplane manner, okay, so we want to linearly separable, okay, these types of data. So data points from lower dimension to higher dimension, the probably the classes become linearly separable increases. 15th one is what is the kernel trick in support vector machine? So kernel trick is like algorithm for the like pattern analysis. Okay, so data points through the advantage of higher dimension without projecting it. It's like similar to the like Coase theorem. 16th one is types of neural network theorems. So in this deep learning neural networks, it's having the two types of theorems. One is a Coase theorem and another one is a like Kolmogov's theorem. 17th one is what is neural network? Neural network is known as the universal function approximator. Okay, so what's my universal function approximator? So we can easily analyze the Bombay Stock Exchanges and some level of analysis in this real world. Okay, so creating all the models represent a certain tangible and intangible process in this real world. So process in this concept, the process means like activation functions. Okay, so in this activation function we give the input variables like x1 and x2. Some process will occur in this activation place, then we just get the output. 18th one is a step function. Okay, so step function is one of the activation function in the neural network. So it's denote the f of x. Okay, function of x x means like independent variables. So it is a binary method. The neuron is activated based on this threshold. 19th one is a softmax function in neural network. In the softmax function is one of the activation function in the output layer of the neural network. In multi-classifier in neural network, the multiple neurons in output layers, these output neurons convert that into probabilities by using the softmax concept. What is meant by approach? In deep learning neural network, the number of times to read the data file or train the dataset to minimize the error or train the model is called approach. So how we can minimize the error? So we give the input variable x1, x2 and also the weightage also. Okay. So some of the activation functions are called, then output is y hat minus y. So the result of y hat minus y equal to error. Okay, so this same error, okay, this just having the back propagations, we use the back propagations process. Okay, this again read the data files. Okay, then read the data file, then adjusting the weight. This process is occurring multiple times. So this is called the approach. 21st question is, how can we detect the invisible leverage point or outliers? So in this concept, the outliers or leverage point is it's like abnormal data. Okay, is some data is like a abnormal distance from other values. Okay, so why we need to find out these outliers? If the outliers will happen, we can't create the best fit line. Okay, so by using the clustering method from unsupervised machine learning, we can easily identify the leverage point. 22nd is Tensorflow. All the structure that we use to hold our data. So it's a Tensorflow is a source machine learning platform for it's one of the open source. Example, scalar, list, array matrix. Okay, all these mathematically called tensors. Data flow from matrix in the initial layer. Initial layer means it's like a first layer. Okay, for initial layer to the final layer. Final layer means it's like a output layer. Hence the name is TensorFlow. 23rd, what are the Voronoi region in machine learning? So in this machine learning algorithm, it is having the k nearest neighbor. This k nearest neighbor algorithm, the classes don't have to be linearly separable. Okay, we just classify the data points. So in this k nearest neighbor algorithm, we split the mathematical space of data points into region. Those regions are called Voronoi region. 24th, logistic regression. So logistic regression is one of the machine learning algorithm. It's association of the categorical and like continuous variables. Logistic regression is slightly misnomer. It is useful for classification and it cannot be used for regression. It is a classification method. Okay, we can easily classify the data points. So based on the linear regression. 25th one, like a Nairs Bayes classifier. It's a collection of classification algorithm. It is purely a statistical model. It's based on the Bayes theorem. It is used for classification and its probability value to design which class a test point belongs to.